Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you had a good Easter. And today it's still the second day of Easter. So if you're celebrating, then today might be great as well. But in general, hope you had a good weekend. Welcome back to this new video on Bittensor. I covered this yesterday as well, but wanted to do a full update. I mean, what we said yesterday has happened. I mean, when I did the video yesterday, I think the price was about right here at like $310, somewhere in that range. What we said is that short term it still looked good enough to rally up higher into that main resistance right here. I think in the video I said 330, 340, and that's what we rallied into, and that's where we are finding resistance right now. But obviously we're going to be talking about the current situation right here for Tau, which is what I'll be referring to. I'll be referring to Bittensor as Tau because that's the name of the coin, of course. But we're at that level right now, and we're still very, very strong, all right? We just had a high volume candle right here into that value area high. And that's also, look, I do have a pretty, what is it? Like, I've thought out the possibilities here for Bittensor quite a bit, right? Couldn't really find the good words, but hopefully that works. When I add some more indicators on the chart, look, if you take a look at this move that we had, it's obviously great, and I do think a project like Bittensor deserves it. But if you just look at the technicality of the move, what you see is that we left an incredible amount of imbalances to the downside. The open interest has rallied an incredible amount as well. That means that this move is very leveraged. At some point of time, that is going to come back and haunt us. So therefore, and that in combination with the fact, which might be one of the most important things, in combination with the fact that we are at a major resistance zone right here between 370 and, well, let's say 330, that's the lower bound. I have to say that, you know, I would be very surprised if we're just going to be able to break out of all of that. So short term, like, even though the move is very, very leveraged, short term, I actually still do expect this to continue. I mean, there's no sign yet with the open interest that that's about to unfold, all right? So that late longers are going to get punished, and that shorters are coming in. So there's no indication of that yet. The volume is also still making higher highs right here, which is pretty incredible. There's a minor imbalance with the RSI, but that's not that's like I always say, like, volume goes above the RSI. So short term, I still think we can rally higher, but especially from this level right here, where is it, like 350, 360, I do expect a deeper pullback, all right? And I think, like, that's purely technically, if we take a look at Bittensor, we would take a look at this move we've had, the leverage, the imbalances to the downside, and this major resistance level. I would say that's most likely. And then adding into that, I think we have to take into account the entire market as well. And Bitcoin, look, even though we had a pretty good move overnight, and there's a good chance that that's going to hold, I still think a pullback into support to test the breakouts and to test those imbalances is quite likely to happen over the course of today as well. So that's also going to provide some bearish pressure. So that's why short term, at least for now, it seems most likely we're going to pull up a little bit higher. But then from that level at 360, 350, I do expect a deeper pullback, which can go as low as this level right here at 270, 275. So that is something I do think you need to, I'm pretty certain about this, to be fair. Personally, I'm also looking to short this. I think that's the best direction, even though I would be careful with that. I mean, like I said, or at least I've said this very often before, shorters get hunted quite a bit. But this is what I would say is most likely for now. All right, so I'll keep you updated on this if you're interested in that. For now, I think that's what you need to know. Take care, all right? Be safe at these prices. Like I said, it's very leveraged, so both directions are most likely not safe. But that's it. So take care. I'll see you on my next videos, and bye.